So far, it's been a November to remember for the Delta State football team. DSU winning a share of the Gulf South Conference title and going 3-0 this month. Turning to high school football, we have two local teams that are unbeaten. Cleveland is 6-0, and so is Sharkey-Issaquena. The Confederates beating Marvel 52-8 on Friday night. It was senior day here at Parker McCool. Seniors from the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the football team being honored for their service that they've given to DSU. As for the game itself, this weekend is another big weekend of college football here in Mississippi. Both Ole Miss and Mississippi State will look to remain undefeated on Saturday, one playing at home and the other playing on the road, and it should be a great game. And of course, we're going to have highlights on Thursday night. Looking forward to that, and don't forget to vote for the key to victory.
You know what, in looking at all three plays, it's kind of like, it's going to be kind of tough.
It is.
Because all three players had great plays. They had great catches.
As I said, they keep getting better each week, the plays do, and keep them coming. First place in the SEC West is on the line this weekend. Top-ranked Mississippi State heading to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. According to the latest college football playoff rankings, it's number 1 versus number 5. Kickoff from Bryant-Denny Stadium is scheduled for 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. The Bulldogs unbeaten on the road so far this season, but MSU hasn't faced a defense quite like Bama's. Dan Mullen knows his Dogs must stay the course on offense to beat the Crimson Tide.
If you're going to have success, you got to block their guys and capitalize when you have opportunities. When you're in a big game like this, you got a view that you might not have every play going to be a huge hit or a big opportunity, but when you have an opportunity to get a big hit, you have to take advantage of it.
Over in Oxford, Ole Miss is idle this week. The Rebels with a little extra time to get ready for their showdown with the Arkansas Razorbacks on November 22nd. As we learned earlier this week, the Hogs and Rebs will be the 2:30 game on November 22nd. Also, the Egg Bowl on November 28th has been selected as the 2:30 game that weekend. Ole Miss heads to Fayetteville with an 8-2 overall record and a 4-2 mark in the SEC. Turning to Conference USA, Southern Miss playing its final road game of 2014 tonight. The Golden Eagles down in the Lone Star State taking on Texas San Antonio. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff at the Alamo Dome. Southern Miss going into the contest at 1-4 away from Hattiesburg. The Eagles are 3-7 overall and 1-7 in league games. Moving on to SWAC football, Mississippi Valley State heading to Baton Rouge this weekend. Valley visiting Southern on Saturday at 6 p.m. MVSU coming into its final game of the season at 2-8 overall and 1-7 in conference. But going into the matchup, head coach Rick Comagee has high expectations for his Devils.
Coming out the box, playing to the very end, with that to the last tick on that clock, playing to the last tick on that clock. I think that's what we got to do. And if we're not doing that, then I haven't done my job, or I haven't done anything from a psychological standpoint of view as a teacher or as a coach.
For the first time in nearly 20 years, the Heritage Bell Classic rivalry resuming this weekend as Delta State welcomes Mississippi College. It's homecoming for the Statesmen as they go after the conference title on Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. in the season finale. The Choctaws come in just 1-8 overall and 0-6 in Gulf South Conference play, but you can bet the green and white aren't overlooking their in-state foe.
I think they're very dangerous. They're a Gulf South Conference opponent. I mean, they've gotten better each and every week. They played West Alabama off their heels last weekend. It's going to be a tough challenge. I think it's their last game of the year. They're going to be raring to go. It's an in-state game. I'm sure they're going to be excited, and so are we. So we're looking forward to it.
Can't wait for that one on Saturday. That'll do it for sports. Stay with us. We're back after the break. It's always good to know where you came from, to reflect on your past. Recently, Delta State did just that, honoring a true legend of the hardwood.
They worked tirelessly to make this come to fruition.
Supporters and alumni braving a bitterly cold November day as Delta State dedicated its newest addition to campus.
Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of her lifetime achievements, success, contributions, and excellence in serving Delta State University, I am pleased today to recognize the late Margaret Wade.
This statue, a fitting tribute to the mother of modern women's collegiate basketball, former Lady Statesman head coach Margaret Wade.
We really appreciate everybody that donated to this project and the hard work that the committee put in to make this day possible.
And what a day it was. Former Ole Miss and WNBA coach Van Chancellor, one of many reflecting on Wade's contributions to the sport. She led Delta State to 3 straight national titles in the mid-'70s.
For those of you that were there, you know the times were magical.
Wanda Hairston Boone played for Wade during that run.
She set the bar not just for us and our team, but she set the bar for women's sports. You heard Van Chancellor say, you know, having a conversation with Margaret Wade changed who he was as a basketball coach.
Every time I ever talked to Miss Wade, I was always thinking about what class she had, what a lady she was. That was just my greatest, and so that was just stayed with me all my life because I wanted my players to be a lady like she was.
A pioneer both on and off the court, Wade has been enshrined in every Hall of Fame possible. The Wade Trophy, which is the Heisman of women's basketball, is named in her honor. And now her statue at Delta State will continue her legacy.
Many, many people will come visit this statue over the years, and we hope it'll inspire a lot of young women to play basketball in the future.
Turning to high school football, this past Friday, Greenwood beating Gentry 42-0 in our game of the week. It's been an up and down season for the Rams. Through it all, though, one Gentry senior has remained a standout both on and off the field. The Gentry Rams have kept fans on their feet this season, especially number 7 Ladarius Galloway, the senior running back, bringing a lot to the table.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
Explosiveness, agility, leadership. You know, having Galloway out there on the field, it's like having a coach out there on the field. You know, he sees things, you know, from the offensive side, come back and let the coaches know what will work and what won't work. You know, so he's just well versed in the game of football.
I pretty much can see things happen before it even happened. Like as far as how the defense up, I can tell when they're in a cover 3 or a cover 2 or a cover 4, something like that.
His leadership has been key, but Galloway's effort even bigger.
You know, he's about 5'9", 180 pounds, but he plays like he's 6'2", 220.
In fact, as a junior, Galloway finishing second in the state in rushing. His game has garnered attention from every JUCO in Mississippi. Alcorn State has offered a full scholarship, which begs the question, why no interest from the SEC?
I think that's what it is, mostly that I'm undersized. Probably, if I was probably like 6 feet, yeah, everybody, a lot of SEC schools would be in my face. But it's okay though, I just look at it as motivation.
And right now Galloway is motivated to finish the season strong. He'll represent the state in the annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game on December 13th in Montgomery.
I'm so excited. It gives me a chance to go out into the world and represent my school and more importantly my family and where I come from.
And one thing you can bet on, quite possibly the best running back in the Delta won't disappoint. And we're certainly hoping and wishing that some of these bigger schools will take notice of Ladarius Galloway. He is a bit undersized, but he's phenomenal, and he's an outstanding young man by all accounts. He's excellent in the classroom as well as on the field. It was senior day here at Parker McCool. Seniors from the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the football team being honored for their service that they've given to DSU. As for the game itself, the Statesmen were just trying to avoid the trap game with Concordia College. Delta State coming out confident, but early on the Statesmen couldn't find the end zone, settling for 2 field goals, leading 6-0 midway through the first quarter. Then Tyler Sullivan connecting with Ladero Hunt. Hunt taking it 23 yards for the score. DSU leading 13-0 after 1 quarter.
You know, came out, didn't fire on all cylinders right at first, but we knew once we got that spark with something like that happen, quick touchdown, you know, we knew once we got that spark, we get rolling.
Second quarter, Delta State getting on the board with 2 touchdowns through the air. This is the second. Sullivan to Ricky Hunt, 80 yards as the Statesmen go up by 27.
I knew Ricky's got the wheels to beat just about anybody that's going to be on this turf with us, and so just put it up to him, let him do his thing.
From there, head coach Todd Cooley changing his attack. Tyler Sullivan with 2 rushing TDs before the break to give Delta State the 41-0 halftime lead. The green and white then scoring 32 second-half points, cruising to the 73-6 victory. Certainly a statement win by the Statesmen.
We wanted to come out and impress everybody today because, you know, those posters want to look and say, hey, did Delta State take a week off? Well, we didn't. We came out here ready to play, and I appreciate we had another good crowd. I appreciate the fans coming out. Great, beautiful day for football, and we had 21 seniors, and that was a great day for senior day for them.
With the win, the Statesmen improving to 8-1 overall. Up next, they'll host Mississippi College next Saturday right here at Parker McCool. It's actually homecoming and the Gulf South Conference finale. In Cleveland, Mitch Lilly, ABC 6 Sports.